Coming up on the Pat Mayo Experience, it's the final word for Bay Hill with Keith Stewart, who's sitting next to me live. We're inside the SoFi Center. I do want to let you know, not only to smash the like, sub to the newsletter, sub to Keith's newsletter, smash the like, sub to the channel, all that fun stuff. There is some booming audio behind us for like 5 minutes midway through the show. It goes away after that. Yep. So if you can't hear us, you will be able to hear us again. But obviously, you can get everything you need in the newsletter on Wednesday. Let's start the show.
Pat Mayo Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience live from the SoFi Center. I'm here in person with, we've never done a show together, Keith.
Not in person, that's for sure.
Oh, readtheline.com. You can get the link down in the description to join Keith's newsletter. Did you see the week I had?
I did. I figured that might come up. I thought you might save it till the end.
How about congratulations on hitting Nico, Keith?
Congratulations on hitting Nico, Pat. But like that kind of belabors the point because Nico was half of what you hit on Thursday when it came to Smotherman.
And Smotherman still got his top three. So it was a very successful week. A lot of new people are watching the show based on what we found out. So are you in for a set of losers this week? I have like 30 bets. They're all going to lose.
Well, hey, you know what? I'm here to tell you about the golf course. I'll make a couple of picks. I think we'll have some fun at the same time. I mean, we got stuff behind us here. The robot cam is on the move here on the TGL green. I mean, that could be part of this shot. I'm just not sure yet.
No, I don't know if it's down. I mean, it's kind of freaking me out. Oh, are we moving or is the ground moving? Oh, the ground's moving.
Oh, yeah, the green's moving.
That's it. So here we go. All right. Tell me about Bay Hill.
Bay Hill, near and dear to my heart. I spent my formative years as a golf professional in Orlando, across the lakes, from there at Isleworth Country Club from 1998 to 2003. I played Bay Hill a zillion times in the shootout at lunchtime.
What's your best score?
My best score over there? Oh, it's a tough golf course. Probably,
64.
No, I'm going to say
59.
70, 71.
Really?
Really tough.
Like just under, is that just even without the setup that they got going on, it's that tough?
Yeah.
Is it just long?
It's just brutally hard. It just never lets up, you know, and I'm talking about playing it from like the member tees, you know, I mean, you could go over and tear up Isleworth, but golly, you could tear up Lake Nona, some of the other courses in town, but that course in particular, it just really, really tests that mid-iron. Well, it's mid-iron for Victor Hovland. It's long iron for you and I.
You're hitting fives and hybrids in there.
Yeah, all the time. And the one thing is about Bay Hill, and this will come up, but it's extremely redundant as a design. And what I mean by that is that most people don't look at a golf course the way I do with like my PGA eyes, but there's so many holes there that basically are the same hole. It's almost like a template. So you think about the third hole. It's just a dogleg left around a pond. Very similar to the 11th hole, a dogleg left around a pond.
Or number 6, a super long dogleg left around a pond.
Or, 3 goes into 4. So 4 is an uphill par 5. 11 is that dogleg left around a pond. 12 is an uphill par 5. And then you come back down with a short par 4. That same set of 3 holes happens on both nines. Like a big dogleg right off the tee. Well, that's 10 and 15. So, the par 3s, the really hard downhill 220 plus yard ones, 2 and 17. So what I always found at Bay Hill is that if there was a certain hole I struggled on, I was going to struggle multiple times that day. So that's why I also believe that Tiger won there 8 times, because the one thing he could do is he could separate with his long iron play. So that's what you needed to do there in 2000. It's now mid-iron play, but you get the point.
So what we should be doing is, like we've been looking at, the best long iron players in the field. Yeah. So my guy Alex Norton's going to win. Easy game. We're done. We're done here.
Wrap it up, Tyler. We're all set. One key thing about Alex Norton, I would say, that he's packing along in his travel luggage is the around the green acumen, right? And that's going to be key this week because I've talked to a bunch of people up there. There's still people that I know work on the property. There's people that work across the lake, and I've asked, I was like, "How's your weather been?" And the place is a brick. It's like this table. It's a brick. It's going to be a fiery Bay Hill. And what most people don't understand, and I wrote about this in the newsletter, is that when you look at Bay Hill, yes, you see the lakes that they hit shots around or whatever, but there's a series of lakes called the Butler Chain of Lakes, and they're massive. And they surround the property as a whole. So the wind there in Central Florida can pick up in the afternoon, and we're going to see a lot of action. I know it's a limited field, so we don't get deep in the evening, but that like 3 to 5 o'clock range is gonna be exciting because the Bay Hill bounce is gonna be in play.
So when I looked at the first round leaders, weirdly enough, I think they were all PM guys from the past 3 years, which is interesting.
Well,
So does it make it more score? Like, can you get more run out on your drives when it starts to get like? If it gets windier and it's already firm, can the wind just start to help you at some point? Once you get deeper into the round, earlier in the round, whatever it might be. Like, I didn't know that for, I think it was 2 years ago now, we had a single hole prop that was on 16. It was birdie or better on 16, and they were all paying even money. But that day, everything was downwind. They were even giving you like a 9 times multiplier on eagles. And guys were making eagle that day because you were with the wind on 16,
which
and just everyone dummied the hole. But if it was in your face, I would assume it would be pretty difficult.
Well, the predominant wind there is 16 down, 17, 18 in, which you would think when Dick Wilson designed it should have been the other way around because 16 is the reachable par 5 at 510 yards downhill. And they have you ever been to Bay Hill?
Nope.
So that tee box is a peninsula that's already out in the lake on 18. So they can't go any further. It's literally on the back of the tee box. They'd have to build more land to make it longer. It's a 510 yard par 5.
Why don't they just buy the town like Augusta National? And then they can move all the tee boxes they want.
I mean, if Arnie was still alive, they probably would own the town, you know. But actually, you know what? I take that back. The mouse owns the town. They're not buying it from him.
So let's see. Last year, Wyndham Clark was the first round leader, 67 PM wave. Lowry the year before that, PM wave. Rahm the year before that, PM wave. Then Rory in the morning, and everyone in the morning went out and dominated.
When you say PM wave,
well, it was different then. I mean, last year I guess would be a little bit different. I guess the second half of guys on the course, is what I'm calling the PM wave this week. They might have started at 11 a.m. I have no idea.
That's what I'm saying. You know, like when it used to be, a full field tournament, and those guys that went off at 1 o'clock, they would just get beat up. They would get destroyed out there.
Is that why we've seen so many chasers do well on Sundays here? Like start 5 groups back, and these other guys are just left on the course playing late. They can't do anything. But hopefully this year, Nikolai Højgaard shoots 8 under. Like the Molinari year, or even the Rory year, when he just couldn't miss on the greens, just firmly comes to mind that chasers do well here all the time.
They absolutely do, and the course just gets fire and fire and fire. And then, of course, there's a little bit of pressure in play, and then people start to think about whether it's Jack's place or Tiger's event or now Arnie's event, right? Earning that red sweater carries a little more weight than winning the CJ Cup.
How dare you?
Okay.
How dare you? Imagine
the American Express?
There you go.
Is that better?
I don't know. You shake hands with like a mummified Bob Hope. Is that what you get there?
I think you probably get the American Express CEO.
Do you get like a black
when he's
card?
done with Nance or whatever?
I guess they probably all have black cards anyway.
They probably
Can we get rid of the CEO chatter on the... Or at least, if you're going to have the CEO of Cognizant come out,
sure.
Or I guess it would be MasterCard this week, can we get an actor to play these people? So at least maybe like hire an actor who can speak both on MasterCard and golf. So it's not like, what are we doing here for 10 minutes?
I'm just going to go back to the beginning of this little conversation. Like I say, what are we doing here for 10 minutes? Like, I mean, there should be more playing through then when they're having that conversation.
Agreed.
Meaning that the CEO conversation should be in the small box muted while we get the golf like live in front of us.
Listen, you can have like I don't need if you have it on the screen and you show the names, I know what's going on. You can let Mr. MasterCard talk for 25 minutes. I can watch what's going on. I just need to see the shots.
I mean, you're preaching to the choir.
There was a controversy from the Monday show.
I'm sorry.
Because I was very upset about Castillo last week.
Okay.
Now, apparently, that's how his grandma said that you pronounce his name. So that's how he pronounces his name, although it is not spelled like that whatsoever.
No.
So that is the final word on that. You have the final word on Bay Hill, the course. I had the final word on the pronunciation guide of Ricky Castillo or something like that. No one in the world pronounces it this way.
I mean, I'm New Jersey born and raised, so I'm going to butcher that. You know? I
mean, it's either way. I mean, when you start saying it like Castillo, now it sounds like it's Italian, not Spanish. Right?
Like I said,
so now in New Jersey,
near to my heart. Yeah, for sure. I mean, does he still wear the shell necklace?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a good look. I need John Pack to come back with the 2 diamond studs. That was very close to my heart.
Oh, John Pack, Jersey kid, Scotch Plains, New Jersey.
Love John Pack.
FSU, Charlie Woods now? I mean, come on.
Why couldn't it have been John Pack instead of Chris Goddard? I much prefer John Pack.
So at the 2016 U.S. Junior, it was played at the Honors course, which is just outside Chattanooga, Tennessee. And the Honors is a Pete Dye course. It just massacres golfers, right? So it's 2016, so you can imagine how old John Pack is at that point. There's a student of mine there. So I'm walking around, and I knew John from my New Jersey coaching days. And I see him, and he's the only kid wearing pants. And I'm like, John, we're in Tennessee. It's the U.S. Junior. It's July. So I'm like, John, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm going to be playing in pants someday. I might as well start now. I said, good for you, man. Good for you. And guess what? He made it, you know?
Did he win that week?
He
Or did he like have to be carted off due to heat exhaustion?
No, he made it into match play.
Hey, listen, he
made a good
on,
showing.
He could have played on Live.
Well, probably be a good option for him. He would fit right in over there with the double studs.
Well, he would be a character. The PGA needs characters. He's a character. Let's get him back.
Okay, so we could get in the Zurich, we could get he and Rico with double studs as one team, okay? And then the other team can be like a decade ago Ricky when he wore the puka shells with modern day Ricky Castillo. You'd have Ricky and Ricky Shells.
I mean, Ricky Fowler with Ricky Shells.
That's what I'm saying, Ricky Fowler.
Yeah, but I mean, he's still as skinny as like Ricky Castillo's like the skinniest man. He's skinnier than Akshay.
Akshay was here the other night. Akshay's pretty thin.
He's the thin man.
Oh,
what would you put his like? If I gave you 27.5 over under waist size, what would you take?
Under.
Wow.
So a couple of years ago, I was at Bay Hill, and I'm walking with a group, and it's a twosome because it's a signature event, and it's Willie Z and Minwoo Lee. And I guarantee you that the combined like waist size in that group was under 60. I would have bet the farm on that.
So they would have been competing for the WCW cruiserweight tag team titles, is what you're saying. They're not taking on Earthquake and Typhoon.
No, whatever the 115-pound weight class was, you know. And now there's two guys pound for pound that when Willie Z was healthy that could smoke it. So they're putting on this driving display and like just the tightest waist in the world. And it's just like you're just walking along. I'm like, I'm gonna go watch another group.
Best players from 150 to 200 yards this week. Hovland, so far this season.
Okay.
Hovland, Fitz, Gerard, Siwoo, Novak, still, Rory Fowler, Kitayama, Harris English, Adam Scott, Harry Hall up there as well.
Harry Hall still playing golf.
Well, Harry Hall still plays. Okay. Yeah, not well.
Yeah.
But he actually made the short list. I created in the rabbit hole a spike model, so you can see it in there. Spike round performance, and he pops up on it. Weirdly enough,
because of his putting.
It's a first round leader model. Like, what do you need to do to achieve being first round? This is how I ended up on Smotherman and Kevin Roy last week. Okay. They were both like, and Zach Bauschu, who just pops up there every week. And now it's gonna be my main man, Old Yella. He's playing in Puerto Rico though.
Another winning place.
Shooter Sean Yella Maraju. I got it. That's how you pronounce the name. I was schooled on it.
For a second there, I thought you went over to the LPGA.
No,
you were doing some names.
My friend Erdogan schooled me on it.
All right. Well,
I was like, I can't pronounce this. You help me out here. And he's like, just slow it down, and you got it.
I'm gonna have to write that down.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Phonetically, though.
How about we just call him Shooter McGavin? That makes it way easier.
I thought that's where you were going with all of this.
Well, Old Yella is really good.
I mean, I'm a dog guy.
So there you go.
I have a chocolate lab at home, you know?
Yeah. One day, hopefully, so you outlive him, that you're going to have to Old Yella him.
That's what
I mean, it's sad.
That's what's making me think of right
now. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I don't want to create the bad vibes.
That's
like
right.
We're here in person.
But we're going back to Thursday first round leader charts.
So Scotty is number 1. Rory is number 2. Nikolai, number 3. And that is a bet for me this week. I have 45-1 Nikolai Højgaard, first round leader.
Nikolai Højgaard, 11 under par on the weekend at PGA National.
I think Shane Lowry was like 15 under par on the weekend at PGA National. Unfortunately, he was at one point 19 under par on the weekend.
That'd be like 2 years in a row that the guy who like barely made the cut would have won the tournament. Remember Highsmith made the number, made it on the number, and then he ended up winning the tournament.
And I was following the cut line like intensely, and I saw Nikolai was there, Thorbjornsen was there. There was a bunch of them, and then like 5 of them moved up to cut them off right at even. I was
very interested in Nikolai, and I think Nikolai is a great play this week at Bay Hill.
So there's a bunch of reasons why I think this as well.
Okay.
Of that, like you have your upper tier, and I would call the upper tier right now, and I got to do a conversation with a bunch of guys. I want to get your take on it as well. Rory versus Scotty right now.
Okay.
Like, let's just think about it in simple terms of either betting odds or DraftKings, because they're a bit correlated in that way.
Okay.
Like, Scotty's $2,500 more than Rory. Do you think that as they stand right now on the first tee at Bay Hill with what we've seen this year, is Scotty $100 or $2,500 better than Rory right now? For the other example of that, would you say that the gap between Scotty and Rory is bigger or smaller than the gap between Rory and JJ Spawn? Right now.
Well,
or Harry Hall. Same price. Scotty's not right.
Golfers.
Scotty's not right. Probably because he doesn't play in the TGL. Why doesn't he play in the TGL?
I don't know. But the TGL guys win.
Like, where's Spieth?
Right?
Why isn't there like the Spieth and Scotty team? Where are they at?
They're probably working on Texas. The lawyers have them held up. I don't know. Let's not get sidetracked here. It's easy for me to get tangential, which you know.
We're here. This is the vibe time. We never get to do it in person.
Well, we're going to get there. There'll be plenty of things, but the show might go on for like 3 hours.
Well, eventually the PA system's going to drown us out. So we'll get it in.
When Roger Steele comes in to start doing his MC routine, everyone will know. Golf fans, golf professionals, golf media people, we all live in history, right? We're always like, it's very tough for us to give up our heroes, a la Jordan Spieth or anything else. Everyone's thinking that Scotty's going to break through. He's going to break through. You phrased it perfectly. As they stand right now, he is not that much better than Rory. If anything, Rory could be better than him, right? So if you live in the now, which people should when they're betting, their dollars, their Canadian and American dollars or whatever.
Or euros or pounds or
pesos,
Australian dollars. It's all currency. It all works.
Yen, whatever it is.
Some dinar, although I think that got devalued again.
Deutschmarks, whatever it may be, the sterling. You have got to live in the now. If anything, having this conversation with you every week, it stimulates me to think about like the random conversations we've had about one and dones and all these other different like aspects of how I take the playability of the golf course and then I throw it into the field. It has made me way more focused on living in the now. And people have got to live in the now. And when you ask me that question, it's 1,000% Rory is in a better place than Scotty right now. And you can't argue otherwise.
And Rory's 3 times the odds.
Yeah.
My whole point on this is I think that, Scotty's obviously getting a run because of that history. Yeah. He's getting so much respect in the market.
Sure.
And there's a lot of people out there who, Scotty hasn't won in 3 tournaments. He's obviously going to win this week because we've seen that happen. And then he wins 3 in a row, whatever it might be. Yeah. But I think that people are so scared that Scotty's going to make them look stupid. They don't want to step in front of him. However, if you've been doing that, it's been working. It didn't work at Amex, but there was no real challenge. I think to go back and think about it, I feel like my hypothesis was correct. Just Scotty wasn't playing Scotty golf. That it's not that he couldn't win the Amex, but at plus 250, it was like, this is an easy course. Someone can go out and shoot a score here and just beat him on that day. And if Siwoo had just shown up on Sunday, he probably beat Scheffler because he was way ahead. He just didn't, and maybe that's part of the Scotty effect, that we had the Tiger effect, that maybe that there is somewhat of a Scotty effect now on some of these guys. This is all about a roundabout point of why I'm betting Nikolai this week. I'm getting back to it here.
Okay.
I'm gonna,
this ties into Nikolai?
I'm going to reel this back in.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
All right.
So Scotty right now, should he be the favorite? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And to look at the win probability simulations right now, which I am looking at, which you can get on the rabbit hole, betspertsgolf.com/Mayo, 17% chance to win here, which that doesn't equal 3 to 1. So he should really be like 5 or 6 to 1. Rory should be like 10 or 11 to 1. Like if Rory's going to be 10, Scotty should be 7. He should be favored over Rory. He should be the betting favorite.
100%.
But I feel like now they're asking you to pay on the Scotty Scheffler that we saw for the past 2 years. Not this guy. And yes, he can go like that. He could have spent the week on the range, went back to Texas, chilled out, figured it all back out again.
Definitely.
But the difference between Scotty this time and this struggle becomes 10th every week. He sucks now. He came 4th.
Yeah.
But to think about it in that way, but you're betting him like he's Tiger. Like that. These are the odds that you're getting right now. So you have to start thinking about it. He's not striking the ball well. He's doing it with chipping in and putting. He's doing house. Remember when
he's doing a lot of chipping and putting.
Well, remember when Spieth started to suck, but his results didn't suck because all he did was chip in and make putts. Scotty's kind of doing the same thing right now.
Yeah.
But if he was first tee to green, and he's like 7th tee to green or something like that. Yeah. But if it was like the driver is like second in the field, the irons are by far better, which was his cheat code on everyone. And the chipping was like, he had a bad week chipping and he lost 6 strokes putting. He'd be like, that's going to turn around. But irons don't tend to turn around like that. Like if they
don't flip a switch. That's for sure.
The word, like we saw this from Morikawa. This happened to Morikawa over 3 years. Morikawa was the best iron player in the world for 18 months. And then he just became a very good iron player, still well above average, still one of the best, but he was so much better on a consistent basis than everyone. He won 2 majors. And then he wasn't at that 99th percentile level. He was at the 80th percentile level, and he didn't win for 3 years. And Scotty is so good at everything. Once you start taking away how good he is with these irons, it makes him beatable again. And that's to say he'll win 3 times this year instead of 7. You know what I mean? And if he only wins 3 times, these are horrible odds.
Everyone's biggest concern right now should be, you spelled it out. It is basically like 160 to 220 yards is where you're going to hit a value. You're going to hit like, 45% of your approaches, 50% of your approaches this week. That was his superpower. That's how he separated.
Where's Scotty this year in that?
Right? He's not worried. He's not using his superpower.
He's 15th in this field.
Yeah. In this field, which is all the best players.
Yeah, but normally he's first by a lot.
Oh, by a ton. There was a point in this tournament a couple of years ago when he won it that he hit more greens in regulation than he was hitting putts inside 8 feet, percentage-wise. Right? So he was hitting like 80% of his greens inside, right? Or 80% of his greens, period, from any yardage. And from like putts inside 8 feet. I remember listening to the coverage and I was like, wait, what? I had to rewind it. I was like, say that again. His greens and regulation percentage was better than his conversion rate on the green from like 8 feet and in. And now that's kind of flipped a little bit. It's just interesting. But, the game comes and has ebbs and flows. I mean, people still to this day, they keep talking about and trying to make the Scotty Tiger comparisons. And to a certain degree, the dominance that he's shown the last couple of years, it's starting to become comparable. But there's no way that Scotty walks. You and I are not near having a conversation where Scotty walks into an event and he's even money. And Tiger was in that position at Bay Hill in 2000. There we go. In 2008, right? He wins 5 out of 6 to close 2007. He starts 2008. He goes to Farmers and he's like, I don't know, plus 110. And then he wins that. And then next thing you know, he's like second at WGC. He wins another one. And then they go to Bay Hill and he's even money against a full field with a cut. And it's like we're talking about this. Scotty's never going to miss this cut, right? Strike me down in here, rip the roof off. I mean, why would that ever happen, right? So the point being is that he's always going to he has the advantage of knowing he makes the cut. He's going to get through this field. And he's 3-1. We're just not even close to the Tiger betting days, is my point, I guess.
Yeah, I just wanted to have that Scheffler discussion. And even when Blickel and I were talking about it a little bit, and he brought up the great point that when he's hitting the ball, he's kind of pulling a Spieth now. He's turning into Ted Scott and being like, what's going on? He's long, he's short. For 2 straight years, Scotty hit it. It might have been right, it might have been left, but it was pin high. 98% of the time. And he's just it's not something that can't be improved upon once again. And he gets it back. But until that happens, I would rather continue to step in front of him right now in the betting market.
Yes.
Until he gets that back, because we're still getting the advantage of him being listed at 3-1, when he should probably be double that. And some of these other guys are now slipping down. So really, you might see whoever you choose, pick your own poison here of who's down the list of who should be better. For me, it's Fitz this week. I mean, for a lot of people, it's Fitz. I read you off who the best players are from 150 to 200. It's Fitz. There's no one striking the ball better on tour right now than Matt Fitzpatrick. Somehow, he can't putt anymore.
Yeah.
He's played this tournament 10 times. He's never lost strokes putting. So this could be the first. It's still putting. It's still random. But I will step in front of that. If you're asking me that all Matt Fitzpatrick needs to do right now is make 8-foot putts, I mean, that's something he's done for 10 years. He just hasn't done it for the past 4 weeks.
Yeah, plus he has it in his bank that he beat him one time, head-to-head. It was a major. Obviously, Scotty, maybe he didn't have his superpowers and what?
Yeah, he was.
2022
that's
TCC.
I bet on Scheffler at 17-1 that week to win that tournament, so obviously he couldn't win.
Yeah, and Fitzpatrick was 28-1. I remember because I had Fitz that week.
I had Scotty and Zal. That's how it works.
Yeah, we've all been there. We've all been there. What concerns me about Fitzpatrick is the golf course conditions are really, really hard. He's a low flight player, right? We have got to get Matty Fitz. If you want to get Matty Fitz across the finish line this week, and he could certainly do it. He was in here last night, didn't miss a shot. Was very, very good.
Could he putt?
Okay. A lot of guys struggle in here putting. It's not. I don't. There are a lot of things in here I don't consider a good gauge. I'm not worried about them chipping off turf where the lie is perfect.
Well,
it's
probably
like
because that fucking robot's going around, freaking people out.
Well,
like
the
me.
robot is always going around. Billy Ho yelled at it one night because the robot came behind him while he was chipping, and he
smashed.
He barked at it. It was pretty funny. But we've got to get Fitz to hit some. It's not going to matter off the tee, but as he's approaching some of these greens, he's going to have to he's got to learn to hit the ball a little higher this week because he flights it really, really low, hitting it in. It's going to be very, very difficult. The greens are going to be purple.
And we're not expecting as much wind as some years. where it's going to be.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
So,
it's not going to be like annihilation win.
So I would think that the more, because I remember the year that it was the annihilation win, the Hatton year, Fitz was the only guy to break 70 on the weekend, probably because of that ball flight.
Well, because of that and because of his short game. Incredible short game player. And, you talk about, you're right. This year, he hasn't been making everything inside of 10 feet, but he notoriously makes everything inside of 10 feet. He's a really good up and down player. He certainly is the type of guy. He is a U.S. Open style player. That is what he is built to do. That's why he has won one. That's why he will be good at Bay Hill. That's why he has been good at Bay Hill. But what concerns me is that this week, with the lack of wind and everything, and other players are going to have just as equal of an opportunity to kind of hit it through the wind, right? I want him to hit it a little higher. I'm concerned about that. And when I looked at the board, right, and at the top, there was 2 iron players that I, in my mind, one you love and the other one you're betting this week, right? So I haven't seen Morikawa hit it like this in years. I've seen him hit it live more times than I can count. And for like 2 years, we've been like, where's this iron game? Where's this iron game? He is playing with so much confidence right now. It's scary. And what really gets me excited about where he's at in his game is that he seems to have shed whatever the deal was last year.
Are the demons here? Is this where the demons live at Bay Hill, where they got him?
Oh, man. I mean, I think the demons were traveling around with him. Honest to God. I mean, like, he would do things that were very un-Colin-like at all these different tournaments. I'm like, what is this guy doing? I mean, but his next 2 weeks are tailor-made, pun intended, for him and his style of game.
As someone who bets Morikawa at the Players every year and does not want a cent off of it, I'm with you. It does.
Yeah.
You know what course actually sets up perfectly for him? Cognizant.
Oh, yeah.
Get him to the Cog, he wins.
Oh, yeah. Well, one of the things, though, other players can play from the rough at the Cog. All right? They can't at Bay Hill. And Bay Hill does it right. They widen the fairways enough that accuracy off the tee makes a difference. And that's why Henley and Colin and those guys.
But last year seemed like such an outlier where it's funny because when we get to the Live Hong Kong picks a little bit later on, that style of players is who you want at Live Hong Kong. So like Answer, Paul Casey, those sorts of guys. And like their best comps on the PGA Tour now, Corey Connors, Russell Henley. Just great off the tee, not long, but great off the tee, gain a ton of strokes. Siwoo would be another one.
Siwoo, great, yeah.
Great with her. Siwoo can't putt. Siwoo legitimately cannot putt at this course. Or putt in general.
I mean, there's so much that Siwoo does. Let's just talk about this real quick for a second. You talk about off the tee. Siwoo, left to right, predominantly. You can't miss left here. All right, you cannot miss left. You can throw it in the model.
So Taylor Moore, unchecked Taylor Moore's name. Case of the lefts.
Yeah.
Good thing Steven Yeager isn't here. You know who else has a case of the lefts right now? Scotty Scheffler.
Well, it's been known to happen. There's another guy that everybody loves to bet, the kid, Ludwig. He's got a little bit of that long left pull going on with the driver from time to time in the iron game.
He figured it out at Genesis. I have my money on him this week. He's fine. Don't worry about Ludwig.
The ball striking coming back to Ludwig never concerns me. It's just that I don't believe that he has a major championship short game.
So that's
what concerns me.
So this is what I found really interesting. And Blickel brought up his course fit model, and it's something that I've just observed over the years. You know who chips really well at Bay Hill? Guys that suck around the greens. It is less predictive at Bay Hill than any other tournament because that rough is so thick that it's a lot of chunk and run. And weirdly, a lot of the guys who are the worst short game players are some of the best ball strikers. So Victor's the perfect example of this, who's done really well around the greens here. So I was trying to get Blickel to why is this? Why do you see no predictive value in how good guys are around the green versus somewhere else? He's like, well, a lot of these great ball strikers, they don't miss by much. So it's not like they're buried 10 yards from the green. They're nestled up against it, or they're 2 yards away that they can just bump it on and it rolls out to the pin. They're not asked to make a Patrick Reed type save because they're not missing by as much. So I think I'm just not even considering around the green here. I just want the ball strikers. I think that the less you have to rely on around the green, and I think that the lies can be really random here too. Whether you're buried or if you hit into the bunkers, you're way better off than hitting into the rough. These are some of the easiest greenside bunkers percentage-wise on tour to get it up and down. From the rough, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Because if the difference would be next week at the Players, right?
Yep.
That you have these shaved off surfaces. Justin Thomas is going to take his wedge, and Scotty's going to take his wedge, and he's going to put it to 1 inch.
Yeah.
And go tap it in.
Keegan, Midwoo, those guys.
This week, Scotty's going to have to chunk it out of that rough. He's going to leave himself 7 feet per par and have to make those putts. It's just like a lot of guys, like it mitigates the impact because you don't have that sort of control, right?
So, there's definitely more of an unknown factor when it comes to around the green here, Muirfield Village, and that's why you see the guys that do have a great short game week kind of elevate on the leaderboard. They can climb easier.
But some of the stuff around the short game, like numbers, is you chip in once or twice. Now you're like you had the best week ever. Well, per the metrics, right?
Or you're Billy Ho and you chip it in the water and then you lose 3 strokes that day.
Underdog's expanding the game. You already know their player picks. Pick higher or lower on player stats. Today, Underdog prediction markets are live in 25 states. Back your squad with spreads, handicap for closer game, or totals, higher lower combined score, combined with player picks for bigger payouts. New customers play $5 on fantasy, get $75 in fantasy bonus entries. Code Mayo. Team picks, player picks, all on Underdog. Here's the thing. Endurance athletes never talk about this, but heavy lifting and training can quietly wreck sexual performance. Long cardio, high cholesterol, bad sleep, under recovery, it all hits the same systems that control blood flow and hormones, and when circulation drops, performance drops everywhere. Most guys reach for stimulants or prescriptions, but that's a blunt fix way downstream. Nitric oxide is the master switch for blood flow, endurance, and longevity. Once you understand that, Joy Mode makes total sense. If you want to support sexual performance the same way you should support training and recovery naturally and intelligently, Joy Mode has got a deal for my listeners. Go to tryjoymode.com/mayo or enter Mayo at checkout for 20% off. Joy Mode, the electrolyte packet for your dick.
All right, we're back. I got picks across 3 tournaments this week. You need to sub to the Mayo Media newsletter. If you just want the cheat sheet for this, it gets sent out on Wednesday afternoon. It'll hit your inbox. It was very profitable last week. I have my doubts it will be as profitable this week. In fact, you'll probably lose money.
I made a profit over in Singapore, right? The Singapore sling came through. I woke up Sunday morning. Brunch, Hannah Green. All right, that's okay. That's all right. You had a big week, right?
I live in as a main character, I live in my own world.
That's fine. I'm happy to be Gilligan to your skipper. All right, just don't get us lost.
I don't want to be drowned out. I don't want this to drown out the bets because people need to hear the bets this week. I'll
project.
Yeah, you project. I'll project.
Okay.
I didn't realize there was a rap concert in here.
I mean, you never know what's going on in this place.
Here we go. They got Nelly coming in a little bit later. All right, Arnold Palmer Invitational. Here are my bets. Matt Fitzpatrick. I played all of these with 3 places at Bet365. I additionally played Matt Fitzpatrick and the PME boost at coolbet.com. Hit the description if you're in Canada, outside of Ontario. I have Matt Fitzpatrick boosted up to 30-1 over there for just an outright win. And I have Michael Brennan in Puerto Rico boosted up to 42-1, which is 20 points better than the market at this point. Because he got shelled. Yeah. Oh, now we lost the rap. Are they just doing every genre?
You know what?
What is the robot? Can we interview the robot?
If they hand us the mic, I mean, we'll see what happens.
So Fitzpatrick 33-1 with 3 places. Ludwig 66-1 with 3 places. Pearson Coody, my guy, 90-1, 3 places. Straka and Noren 110-1, 3 places. Nikolai Højgaard 100-1 with 3 places. First round leader, Nikolai 45, Keith Mitchell 55. In Puerto Rico, Michael Brennan 42-1 again. That number's at CoolBet. And all of the rest of them are played with 3 places. David Ford, 75. Shooter Sean Yelamaraju, 110-1. Zach Bauschu, 110-1. Davis Riley, 140-1. Chandler Blanchett, 140-1. And the guy who sits on his hand to give himself some relief here, the stranger, Jimmy Stanger, 275-1 with 3 places. Then we're going overseas for some late night stuff. Live Hong Kong. Answer 33. Burmeister 40. Paul Casey 125. And Wade Ormsby 1,350-1
in a live event.
At a tournament he's won twice. Now, DraftKings hung that number for an entire day. It's down to like 500 to 1 or 400 to 1 now. But 1350 to 1. He's won at the Hong Kong Golf Club. He's won 2 tournaments there on the Asian and DP World Tours. And he's not playing bad golf at the moment.
He's not. The fact that I know that somewhat kind of scares me. I won't go live. I'll go LPGA. 2 ladies to keep an eye on, Austin Kim and Lindy Duncan. This is another one of those limited field events where they're going to like import in like 40% of the field is from the China like women's professional tour.
Okay.
We're going to throw in like another 10 sponsors exemptions, and the best player in the field is either Yaka Firue or Haijin Choi. Both are rated about 10 to 1. In a normal field event, they'd be about 25 to 30.
So say it again in case people got tried. I apologize for the background here. If you're listening to the audio, it's just what we're dealing with here. Anthony Kim, you said, is going to win on the LPGA Tour?
No.
He won on Live. Now he's going to conquer LPGA?
Austin Kim.
Oh, okay.
Austin Kim. I know he went from Live
Austin
to LPGA.
Kim 316?
Yeah.
He's going to stunner China?
I mean,
listen, Austin has stunnered China in the past.
Yeah. And Lindy Duncan. There's 2 names for you. Everyone got upset last week because I talked a bunch about Gino.
And not the pick that won.
Well, again, if you read the line, right?
In the description, hit the link. You can get the picks. They get sent to you.
They're right
in
there.
case I forget to ask about Hannah Green.
So, people I'm interested in at Bay Hill.
Oh, one second. I have 3 more here.
Sorry.
I won a lot of money last week, Keith. We're going to give it all back. I'm making a charitable donation to the sportsbook this week.
Let me write this down.
Davis Riley, 70 to 1. Chandler Blanchett, 70 to 1. Jimmy Stenger, 80 to 1. First round leader in Puerto Rico. The whole method behind it. And I really wanted to have it's saying make some noise. I don't want to make that much noise or have noise be made behind me.
Yep.
I can see that out of my eye. Because I have a whole Michael Brennan thing that I want to do. But I hit Phillips here last year based on he had 2 spike rounds with approach at the COG. I think he came like T39. But just to look at his approach play, you're like, man, he was really sharp. And Davis Riley and Blanchett both missed the cut last week and both gained right around like 3.5, 4 strokes on approach. They drove it into the water like 3 times and they were just cooked for the week. You're probably not going to be driving it too much into the water. You might. Things can go bad in Puerto Rico, but I have elite drivers and I have elite iron players this week, and I'm hoping that one of them can show up and make some putts. Because between Baoshu, Shooter Sean, and Michael Brennan, we have and David Ford. You have 4 of the best drivers out there, and then you have Stanger just he popped twice driving and with irons last week in separate rounds. Put that stuff. He came 3rd here last year too. Put that together. He's in play. So it is a lot of bets. I concede that, but I only have 1 bet under 50 to 1.
So here's the thing. There's a lot to comment on there.
But okay, I want to get one take from you, all right?
Yeah.
Michael Brennan's driving is the single best skill on the PGA Tour right now. How good he is at driving the ball. Scotty is second to him in strokes gained off the tee by almost 0.2 strokes per round. He hits fairways at the same rate as Morikawa and Henley, and he outdrives Henley by 30 yards. He can't do anything else. But
it's interesting that some of these modern guys, like a Thor, how accurate it is and how long he is with the driver, and then also the greens and regulation.
Also, whenever he sees water in his line of sight, he hits into it.
Well, drop the hammer, Thor. All right.
But between Bay Hill, COG, and 3M, he has struggled off the tee.
Brennan, he flushes it, man. I saw him. He flushes it. But here, to your point, when you are navigating the waters through some of the lower ranks, there are a number of people that you brought up. I can't see everybody in a week. Someone's like, "Oh, did you see this guy? Did you see this guy?" I'm there, right? And they're like, "Oh, you didn't see Brooks." I'm like, "I didn't I'm not a stalker, right? Okay, I'm doing it. I might be on a show with you, or I might be doing something else. I'm trying, folks. I'm doing my best."
There's over 100 guys playing in the field.
So my point is this: the different people I talked to, but there was a couple people that came up last week. Marty Dow being one of them. All right. So you had made some favorable comments about him.
Bucket hat.
Right? Bucket hat, right? So, but approach play, primarily.
Yeah.
Right? So my point in this is that when you start to talk about, and you're navigating the lower waters there, the deepest, reaches of the ocean, and you're talking about Davis Riley and betting on these guys, right? You have a knack for finding the right guys at the right time, because Marty Dow on approach was unbelievable last week, right? And, I watched him hit balls, and I'm like, that move right there has staying power. I need to start to pay attention to this guy down the bottom of the board. Is he going to be an 8,000, player on DraftKings? Never. You know what I mean? But
You need to find the right events where these guys can use those skills. Be it against
100%.
a weaker field, and Cognizant is, as you pointed out to me last week, this is a pure ball striker's course. Like if you strike the ball well at PGA National, you're going to score.
Oh, yeah. You absolutely will. It's flat greens, the same thing at Bay Hill. You can strike it really, really well. And this week, but the caveat here is, and hold the greens.
And it's from 50 yards longer on your approaches.
And you can hold the greens, then you're going to score. So guys make putts here.
So who do you like this week?
All right, I like Colin.
Okay.
I like Colin.
You and Feinberg like Colin.
I really, and I'm never a big Colin guy, much like you. Like you're always a Colin guy. I'm not the hugest Colin guy. What I've seen out of Colin and the confidence and like what's going on between the ears, I think he could go on a run.
Okay.
I really do.
I like this.
And I think this is a good golf course for him.
How do you feel about Masters for Colin? Who's played very well at Augusta. It doesn't seem like he should be good there, but he is.
So I always feel very good about him there because you don't have to be a good putter to win the Masters. That's a fact. It's proven. All right, just look through the years.
Same as Bay Hill.
Okay, same thing, right? Okay, as you've said, I'm not certainly completely in this camp, but you don't have to be a great short game player to win at Bay Hill. Okay? And
you don't need to be you need to be at Augusta, but you don't need to be a good around the green player to actually be good around. Look at Bubba. Bubba can chip in 3 places in his life.
Yeah,
and when he does, he wins.
Bay Hill is a first shot golf course. All right, so we hear that all the time about Augusta. It's a second shot golf course. So. Colin's iron game right now. You talk about Michael Brennan being good, and I know you're saying that different guys have better approach numbers. Where Colin's going to take his iron game right now with his comfort level and speaking to him in here and in the press room and just kind of getting a feel for where he's at mentally, he's going to go next level with his iron game. And whatever lines up for that, like, just hop on board.
So next week, and next week there is a lot of short game. I mean, you can just hit all the greens. But the thing is, no one hits all the greens. Eventually, you have to make a chip.
That's kind of the unknown secret sauce of that place is that you have to be a good chipper and putter there.
Look at everyone who ended up near the top. I mean, Spawn was a bit of an outlier because he legit hit all the greens in regulation.
Yeah.
But everyone else, even Glover and guys like that, are how are they doing this? I mean, Akshay kept himself up there by making every 10-foot putt for an entire day. I mean, when he didn't have it.
You make 120 feet of putts a day, you're going to do okay.
you're going to be fine.
For most rounds.
Ask Taylor Moore last week.
Yeah. Wow.
Or Lowry until it stopped working.
So then I drift down, and these 2 guys have never been approach merchants.
Okay.
All right. They both drive it top 10 in the world. Right. They both kill it off the tee.
Let's see if I can guess them.
Okay.
Keep telling me.
One's American. One reminds me kind of Arnold Palmer, the American guy, the way he plays. And then the other guy is he wouldn't be on the Ryder Cup team. He'd be on the international team. Okay. He drives a game. Both these guys putt it. They putt it well.
So Minwoo's one of them.
Correct. Right.
Who's not going to win here. He's gonna miss Scott. Watch out for Minwoo. He loves hitting into the water here.
Well,
big fan. He gets very hot. I got off the plane. I was sweating. I understand going into the water. I get it.
The history is not strong.
It's not strong.
It's not strong. Okay.
The guy that reminds you of Arnold Palmer.
Yeah. And his look, his swagger. He's got some swagger. He's got a little hair going on.
Oh, so you're betting Jake Knapp again?
I like Jake Knapp.
I like Jake Knapp enough, and this was a conversation that Jeff and I had, so I'll have it with you too to see. Rank these guys in the tiers between them: Chris Gotterup, Jake Knapp, and Pearson Coody.
You want me to just
rank
together?
Just rank those 3 guys.
You just put them in order.
So Gotterup, Knapp, Coody. Yeah. Now is Knapp
as far as where
they are?
Yeah.
Is Knapp closer to Gotterup or Coody?
I believe he's closer to Gotterup.
See, I think he's closer to Coody. But I might be I mean, I bet Coody to win this tournament. So it was all the numbers like Knapp this week, but all the numbers also like Coody. And I was like, I can just bet Coody for double the price of Knapp. Let me do that. And that allows me to fit in Nikolai on my card as well. That's the way that I thought about my card. Yeah. I don't think that you're wrong with Knapp, but
I still see it.
If Knapp and Gotterup are the same number, why wouldn't you just bet Gotterup? If you think Gotterup is better. Because this is the problem that I can encounter all the time and why I lose betting on golf. Right there.
So when you say better,
maybe not for this course and the play this week.
I'm always thinking about the timing of it all.
I mean, he's already won twice. Good for him.
I mean, this goes back to BC in golf betting, right? But the average PGA Tour player makes 80% of their cash in a 6-week span, right? I think Gotterup has kind of hit that.
He peaked.
He peaked, right? And he's going to peak again somewhere because he's that level of player, somewhere around the majors again. But I think he's in a lull for a moment.
Okay.
I think Knapp is still on the tail end of that 6 weeks, and I'm gonna ride it until I start to see things that I don't like. The thing with Knapp and Minwoo that they're doing right now is that they have increased their acumen with their iron game, and doing that, you complement that with their driver and putter, that makes them legitimate threats.
I don't know if Minwoo, because I've seen the same thing you have with his iron play. It's way better.
Way better. And in that range, the long iron range.
I just don't trust that he's going to keep. It seems like such an outlier. It's such an outlier for either he's way better now and he has fixed this, or it's going to regress back to what he normally is.
Hey, here's the thing. There's a lot of times you and I agree on the final word. There's something today that we're not agreeing on.
We're not supposed to. It's the final word. The final word is we need to hash this out.
I think that short game is going to matter more than you do.
Yep.
I think it's going to play a bigger role. I think bunker play is going to play a bigger role. And I'm leaning in on somebody like Minwoo if he's comparative to somebody else in that area. That's why I like Nikolai, the short game. Again, that's the way I feel about this. That's from playing there. It's just like it's such a well-rounded contest, right? For all the reasons that we were going into Riviera, we were like, hey, we love Xander. Why? Just because Xander shows up in all aspects of the game.
Then why don't we like Xander this week? I have no reason why I don't like him either, but I don't like him.
One of the most impressive things last year was when he had the cut streak on the line, and this was the first event he chose to come back.
That cut streak is fucking fraudulent.
Well,
when you play in no-cut events and those count, it's kind of fraudulent.
Well, I mean, Tiger, 25% of his 142 is no-cut events.
Yeah, no, that shouldn't count.
Well,
let's just take those ones out.
Then we'll go back to Sam Snead getting wins against 4 people.
Well,
they count towards the 82.
Sure.
Let's just start.
So Tiger was still able to
be a pod. We'll do it.
We're going tournament by tournament. That one doesn't count.
Yep,
that one
just
doesn't
throw
count.
them out.
That's off-season content, Keith.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. We'll save it for December.
So your bets are Knapp, Minwoo, and Colin. Those are your 3?
Knapp, Minwoo, Colin, Nikolai.
Yeah. There we go.
If you want the rest, you're gonna have to read the line.
But that was also a part of what I wanted to get to as well. Like when I gave you the Goddard, Knapp, and Cootie.
Yep.
Where would you put Nikolai amongst those guys? Would he be better than all of those guys, do you think?
Yeah.
Talent-wise,
for sure.
I think so, too.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And therefore, he's a bet, especially...
There's a major gap there. Goddard's next level. He's a good above-average PGA Tour iron player. Goddard to go next level, he needs to be able to do... So one of the reasons I don't like Goddard here this week is because, he leans on it so much at impact, right? He just traps it so much. Again, much like Fitz, right?
And it's played amazing in the wind.
So, yes,
so
of course.
This is a really interesting angle. I think that, listen, I got probably a bunch of dead money already out there right now. Yep. But one thing we have seen at this tournament over time is that wind can appear out of nowhere.
Oh, sure.
If you like right now in the forecast, I'm using the Orlando Executive Airport on Wind Finder. That's what I'm using. It's showing like up to 18, which is windy, but not windy for here.
It's going to be worse than that, folks. I'm telling you.
But if we log in on Saturday night or even tomorrow, and it's like, oh, coming Sunday is 35-mile-per-hour winds. All of a sudden, if Goddard's like around the leaderboard, Goddard, Fitz, Noren, all these guys, Gerard.
You remember the Hatton Saturday?
Yeah, I do.
That was one of the most profitable days ever because every round, because it showed up at like Friday at like 6 p.m. that it was going to tomorrow was going to be a massacre. And everyone had already set their rounds, the over-unders for the rounds the next morning. And you just bet everyone over, and everyone was over.
Except for Fitz. He was the only guy who went under that day.
Well, then you would have went like 80 and 1.
80 and 1. Yeah. Bryson actually played well because he made every putt.
That was your only chance that day.
Yeah.
The place was, first of all, it was like this. It was firm. It was unplayable. And then they threw like 40-mile-an-hour gusts at you on a place that has all sorts of like non-land landing areas. Water where you can lose a ball.
Was this the tournament where Phil laid up on the par 3?
Oh, I don't know.
Was it here or was it Memorial? I can't remember now. It was too windy. He couldn't get it there, so he laid up to the right. Fucking Phil.
Right. If it was to the right, then it wasn't at Bay Hill.
I think it was. I was thinking it was.
I mean, that's another thing.
16 at Memorial, I think that it was the one where the Tiger has the chip from behind the green.
Oh, yeah, that was the one. Yeah, it 100% was that one.
Yeah, the one where everyone just flies it on the Sunday, just like let's go hit it behind and come back down.
Yeah, he laid it over in the fairway to the right because it's like kind of this crescent moon type of setup. So par three scoring this week could be something. You're between two guys. Take a look at that.
Did you see the new ranges? On par 3 efficiency tab on the rabbit hole now, we parsed it over from Fantasy National. It finally got done. So we have the 50 to like 0 to 150, 151 to 175. These are our 2 ranges here this week. 200 to 225, 225 plus.
Oh, great play right there. That guy.
Ryan Fox.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan Fox. Yeah. We talked a lot about Ryan Fox. We talked ourselves into Ryan Fox on the DraftKings show. Just looking more and more, it's like, you know who else I went back to this week? Austin Smotherman. You see, you need, if you want to play Scotty Scheffler, which it's funny that I did the big rant about Scotty, but DraftKings wise, I did.
How do you feel about Jacob Bridgman this week?
I don't feel about. You want to talk about guys who probably peaked?
This guy's a good player.
He's a very good player, but this is he strikes me. I don't know what he did in his week off. But the fact that he didn't show up to his hometown event leads me to believe that maybe he did a bit of like what Bobby Mack did when he won the Canadian Open that time, had some fun, and then came back and really struggled for some reason, was very tired the next time that we saw him.
Fatigued. Yeah.
But Smotherman, just, of the $6,400, like, no one's good at the bottom of this list. Like, just, I'm going to read you some names. Say, give me the first guy. You stop me when the first guy you would play on DraftKings is. Okay. Brian Campbell, Andrew Putnam, Andrew Novak, Billy Horschel, Jonathan Vegas, Bud Cully, my guy, Michael Kim, Tom Hoagie, Brian Harmon, Joel Damon, Austin. So Damon maybe.
Joel, yeah.
So Joel and Joel 63, Smotherman 64. Then you're into Moore, Rogers, Potgieter, Kirk, Denny, Poston, Matt McCarty.
I mean,
at least Smotherman can spike with his irons.
He can.
And honest to God, if he had just made a few putts on Sunday, he wins that tournament.
Oh, he 100% does.
He stopped putting on the weekend.
Again, winning is hard, and picking outrights is like splitting hairs. But if you're the first round leader and you maintain, and you're Austin Smotherman, I'm not talking about Scotty being the first round leader and like maintaining.
Yeah, well, he spots the field 9 strokes on Thursdays now.
But like, I give that guy all the credit in the world. He held it together. It's hard to do on the PGA Tour.
And as I mentioned,
the Irish Bear couldn't do it on Sunday for 3 holes.
Listen to me. If he stopped wearing black on Sundays, he wouldn't be so hot that he wouldn't have to go for the dip.
Hey, man, I know a lot about the golf swing. That tee shot on 16, that will live. That will live in his mind rent-free for an eternity.
Lowry did a bunch of things that I do on the course. Like, he makes this outrageously long birdie putt, and what does he do on the next shot? Tops his drive. I knew that. That's what I do.
I mean,
what am I going to do? I'm going to play it safe and hit an iron on the tee. What do I do? Oh, I hit it out of bounds.
I didn't have a vested interest in the very end. So when he hit the tee shot on 17, click, I got better things to do. That was it. I know.
You were just like, oh, Nico won.
That's it. Oh yeah. I do.
But his bunker shot on 16 is no one's going to remember it. It had to be one of the shots of the year.
Oh.
To put it to like a foot, it's like, oh my God!
In the moment,
I was like, oh, he's gonna make double, he's gonna make triple here. Nico's going to be winning, and he makes this bunker shot. I'm like, of course, fucking course.
I mean,
when you've lost for so long, you just expect when things start happening and breaking your way late. Because normally it goes the other way. Like I'm like, oh no, my guy has hit it into Nikolai hit it into the desert and got stuck behind a cactus and made triple. Yeah. He's done. Oh, he lost by a shot. Great. If he had just taken that drop that they would have given him, he would have won.
How many times have you had the break go the wrong way? Like just like a crazy break.
One thing that I've tried to be good at, and I will continue to be good, is remember when it works in your favor. And remember that
that's a great PSA for everybody.
Because it's hard to win as it is and pick these winners. Yeah. But when things do break your way, like you banked up some luck for a while now. Now things are going to go against you a little bit. Or maybe you're on like a bit of a heater because sometimes this comes. I remember coming out of COVID. It was, I got a bad loss in the playoff. Xander ended up winning at Colonial. No, Berger ended up winning at Colonial. Xander and Morikawa, who both, one of them lost
to Berger, right? Yeah.
I was like, here we go, coming out of it. And then we had a winner for 4 straight weeks. Woo. Like Webb Simpson couldn't miss a putt at Heritage. And then Dustin ended up they hung like a 25 on him at the Travelers against Brendan Todd. The Todd father did not hold up.
Yeah.
Although the Todd father,
TPC River Highlands.
The Todd father won a lot of money for people last week. I don't know if you saw that. When the guys WD'd.
Yep.
So I talked to a few people who did this now. So guys bet random dudes all the time. Like Justin Hicks was a guy people were betting last week.
Yeah.
And Brendan Todd was another one. I think it was Brendan Todd. Either way, when DraftKings pulled their market down, they set everyone to minus 10,000. A guy bet on Brendan Todd. He had like $20 on Brendan Todd, or I don't know, $100 or something.
Yep.
something worthwhile, and then they reset everyone's odds to minus 10,000. So the algorithm gave them a cash out at minus 10,000. There was one guy who cleared 400K.
Joe told me about that.
And I thought that they didn't get their money. They did get their money. There's nothing.
Joe told me about that. Yeah.
They can't play at DraftKings anymore, but that they got their money.
There's other places.
Yeah.
There's other places. And
Underdog, code Mayo.
And DK doesn't pay us.
No, they
currently.
don't.
So, yeah, for sure.
All right, one and done before we get out of here.
Yeah.
It sounds like you like Colin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I don't hate that. I don't really know what to do. Like, is this a spot where you would burn Scott?
Maybe something for the favorite player to sign. Autographs not guaranteed though.
Fitz is going to be the pick this week.
Sure.
He's the Lowry of last week.
Yeah, and there's 4 million. It's not 3.6.
Yeah.
So you can see a lot of Rory. You can see a lot of Fitz this week.
But
I think Xander or Colin are kind of a little bit of a pivot there.
I agree with. I like Colin more than Xander. I was thinking about using Scheffler.
So
because as much as I talk shit against Scheffler, I still think he should be the favorite to win. And I do think that the narrative is starting to become a little bit like if I'm talking about it, I'm not the only one talking about that this could be, he's already used in 25% of leagues that I'm looking at right now. Is this a week where people go to him, or do they wait? Like, maybe he's in better form for Memorial when you're going to get the same amount of money, or you just burn him here, hope he wins, and you're like, peace out, see you later, field.
At the beginning of the year, I'm not going to use him at the Players. For me, it's between Bay Hill and Memorial. If at Bay Hill he's not ready, I'm going to use it at Memorial. If it doesn't work out at Memorial, there'll be another spot. You know,
it will,
and you'll still have him late, and some people will have burned him by then, and then at that point, you're making a nice pivot using him.
But what I'm thinking now is he actually the pivot in this field?
He could be very much well.
Because Rory's going to be more owned than he is. Fitz is going to be more owned than he is.
Yep.
And eventually, like, people will want to, like, I've already used Tommy and Xander, so I can't use them.
So it's important to understand the rules to any contest that you enter, right? So I got entered in Gary Williams, Golf Channel, right? The 5 Clubs guys, they invited me to be in their, like, pick'em pool. And I figured it was like a one and done. So I was treating it as a one and done. And I'm in last place. Like, I'm literally in last place behind, like, Jay Billis and, like, the whole crew. And they're all like, Keith, what's wrong with you? I go, it's one and done. Like, you guys have already burned all these people. They go, no, you could pick everybody 5 times. I said, oh, God. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? So they were
Good
like,
PSA.
I was like, oh, you should know the rules. So know the rules. So this week they were like, everyone get your picks in. I was like, Scotty, done.
Yeah.
Right. And to be quite honest with you, I think I'm going to go Colin this week, but I think Scotty's is a great pivot this week. I love the pivot plays.
And listen, if you use Scheffler, and we'll see how the season turns out, but if you don't get a win or a second place from him in a major elevated event, you've made a bad pick.
100%.
And that could cost you your season because you used him at the wrong time.
100%.
However, I do think that Fitz will be the most owned. I think that Rory will be the second most owned.
I agree with you there. 100%.
And then how much does that leave for Scheffler? Do enough people think like me that they're being sneaky by taking Scheffler? Then all of a sudden he's 15% and it was the worst pick in the world.
Then the pivot,
unless he wins.
Then the pivot's probably Xander again.
Has Xander ever played well here? Has Xander ever played here?
He played last year, came back from the rib injury, made the cut.
If you were going more off the board, so I think that if you were just looking and you have to remember that the size of these contests matter.
Oh yeah.
Like in our 3-man one and done, I used Fitz. Like there's no downside to using Fitz.
Correct. Yeah.
I used Fitz in that one. I used Lowry last week. I didn't touch Lowry in the big ones.
Makes sense.
But in the 3-man, Lowry, perfect. Give me a T8 Lowry, we're good.
I used Hogard last week.
Yeah, but in the big one that I'm in, I used Rasmus Højgaard. Because I figured everyone's using Nikolai or Lowry. I'll use Rasmus. No one's using him. I was right. He came 9th. Or whatever he came.
Yeah.
But it didn't work out.
That's good. Well, okay.
But the fact that Lowry didn't win.
What was 9th then? Only probably like 100 grand?
100 grand.
Yeah.
So I lost 600 grand to the field. I dropped 20 in the race for the Mayo Cup. I went from 20th to 26th.
Okay.
Like it was no big deal.
Yeah.
If Lowry wins, I go to 60th. But because he doesn't win and gets a 3-way chop a second, he doesn't get that much money.
Oh,
the difference isn't all that big. And it was sort of a fade on him knowing that he was going to be the most popular guy, which he was.
Yeah.
He, Nikolai, and Gerard were way above everyone else. So this week, I think that Rory and Fitz are going to be way above everyone else.
Yeah.
You can use, I'm not saying don't use them. I'm just saying that I'm not going to use them.
Again, you and I,
because
this is one of my favorite conversations of the week, because there are weeks where I don't believe in pivoting. And this would be a week still where I think with 4 million on the line,
you want to use someone good. I don't want to say
you have to use somebody good.
I'm not saying
if you take me down further, I'm going to say somebody like, as I'm looking at the board there, I think Hideki's a good play this week.
Okay, so this is where I wanted to get to. If you had to go to this next level, I think that Harris English is a good play. I'm not betting him. I barely used him on DraftKings.
I would take Matsuyama over English.
Okay, and Matsuyama's already been used by 40% of the field too, which is helpful, that fewer people are going to use him. I just know that no one's going to, like, you're getting Harris English at like 0.5%. And I think that he has improved so much with his driver.
Yeah.
And he fits that. If you just parse this back to last year, right?
Yeah.
And Russell Henley's the winner.
Yeah.
Who's the bigger comp for Russell Henley than Harris English? They're like the same guy. They gain their strokes exactly the same way. Good driving. Henley's better with his irons. I would say that
he's just a better iron player, which is why I'm
but Harris is he's a good iron player.
Harris, again, great U.S. Open player,
and
right style player. This is that type of golf course.
And to swing it back to the first thing that you told me about Bay Hill, the repetitiveness of the holes, the same detraction everyone puts on Torrey Pines.
Yep.
Harris has won at Torrey Pines. Jason Day has won at Torrey Pines. Jason Day has won at Bay Hill. We've seen a lot of guys win at Torrey and win at Bay Hill over the years. I can't push back on Harris. You know, I don't know if I'm going to get there, but I think that like in this range, people will use Knapp. They will use Ludwig. You know what I mean?
Yep.
No one is touching him. And I bet you if I look at the win simulator, English is above them all. I bet. Let's go find out. That's my theory on the matter. We have the data to see if I'm right or wrong on this. Tournament simulation, win equity in this field. Scotty, Tommy, Rory, Xander, Nico Echeverria. He was second last week. Russell Henley, Straka, who I did bet. Oh, I'd love to see Straka up there. Siwoo, Minwoo, your boy Minwoo.
Yeah.
No, so Knapp would have been. So I was wrong on English. So hates English. Don't listen to me. I think that he's a good play. English, 1.17.
I wasn't a big English fan this week, but he fits this type of golf course.
Just when I think about like throw the stats out, the players that would do well, Harris English comes to mind.
Yeah.
Keith Stewart, tell everyone about Read the Line.
Readtheline.com. We would definitely cover the PGA Tour, the LPGA. Go there, subscribe, try us for free. There'll be some free picks there. If you love it, about $10 a month, folks. Come on. We won Hannah Green last week, 27-1. Nico. I mean, the show was scintillating last week. We had the final word for once.
We're going to try to get the final word on Bay Hill again to make it easy on you. I put the link to Keith's newsletter down in the description. Hit that. Hit my newsletter too. That's also completely free. You ain't never going to get charged for that. You can find all the losing bets, but sometimes winners. Sometimes winners. You can find them down there. So smash the like and sub to the channel while you're here. I'm Pat Mayo. Thank you.
Whoa. Not so fast, my friends.
Let's hear.
Come on.
I was almost out of here.
We got to go rapid fire.
Hit me.
We're live rapid fire?
That's true.
Will Corey Connors make the cut this week?
Yes.
Biggest pet peeve on an airplane? You were on one today.
The lady sitting next to me.
Here we go. This is what I want.
Kept leaning over to look out the fucking window.
Oh.
At one point,
Did you have the window seat?
I had the window seat.
Oh.
I told her, I will switch seats with you if you need to be looking out the window. She's like, oh, no, don't mind me. Don't mind me. Then she's leaning over and is like, if you want the fucking window seat, buy a fucking window seat if you want to look out the window the entire goddamn time. And then I'm offering, like nicely, before I'm agitated about it. I was like, I don't care where I sit. I prefer to sit on the aisle because I drink like 18 coffee. I need to go take a piss. And I'm not going to go take a piss and try to like get around you. I'll sit here, scratch my knees and make sure it goes away kind of thing. I would prefer to be on the aisle. You would very clearly prefer. No, I'm already sitting down. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like,
man.
Just driving me insane. Normally it would be just the people who stand up right away, like fucking get a life. But I know some people, you're a tall man. I can see you like wanting to stretch your legs. I'm a short man. I don't like my legs are stretched out the entire time. I can sit on the smallest seat on the plane. I am comfortable. Doesn't matter to me.
I'm an aisle guy for sure.
But like I like aisle and I like first class. That's what I like.
Oh, I mean,
but that's not what I had. So I offered to like I'll just take aisle. How about that? But no. I'm already sitting. Fuck off.
I could tell you're bougie. All right, Scotty or Rory this week?
Rory.
Do you have any phobias?
No, nothing that would like be debilitating. I don't like heights, but that doesn't mean I didn't go bungee jumping and parasailing.
Ooh.
Like
bungee jumping?
Yeah.
How high was it?
It was off a big bridge.
So it was like 500 feet at least.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right.
But like I don't, it was terrifying, but it wouldn't stop me from doing it.
Yeah, I can't do ladders even. Yeah, I don't do heights. But,
okay.
When you think of Bay Hill, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Tiger.
All right, fair enough.
And rough.
All right. Favorite flavor of ice cream?
Cookie dough.
Oh, my man.
Oh,
I love
cookie dough. Let's go. It's hot in Florida. I'm wearing a sweater and pants.
I always tell people, when you bury me, throw some cookie dough in there because if I wake up, at least I'm not getting out. At least I can have some cookie dough.
Hey, you know what? I watched, when growing up, I watched like Another World and with my grandmother. There was a few times, like multiple times during these soap operas where someone got buried alive. So just be careful with that. It's a reoccurring thing that happened on these soap operas.
I'm from Jersey. If you were a car, what kind of car would you be?
A Jag.
Who wins tonight, the Bay or Jupiter Lynx?
No, the Bay. I'm an official member of the Bay GC.
All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, we have the green zone right behind us
The
here.
fucking robot is there.
Okay. Easy with the robot, okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, rate your short game. Outside, not here in the green zone.
I'd probably be better here in the green zone. Versus like my level of player versus like PGA player.
No, in your opinion, you have an opinion of your own short game on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being it's terrible, 10 being like the time I asked you, I said, a scale of 1 to 10, rate your driving. I wasn't asking you against Michael Schumacher.
Okay.
I asked you against you.
Okay.
You thought you were a 10.
I'm like a 6.5.
Oh, I like that. What's your go-to short game shot?
56.
Okay. No, but like what kind of shot? A chip, a pitch,
Oh, I try
or a
to.
spunker?
If I'm in the rough, I will try to hit a flop if it's fluffed up at all.
Okay.
If not, I will, because we have longer rough. I will try to basically just hit these long rough shots, like bunker shots,
Okay.
and just get them up so they can try to stop. Just try to get it to stop, because we play on, like, the greens of my course are 9,800 square feet.
All right.
So you if you get it on, you don't want to.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to be 120 feet away from the hole, because that's
No.
bad news
No.
on like 4 levels of greens.
It's like putting with a hybrid.
But if I'm on the short grass, I will try to play a low spinner almost every time.
All right, this is your first time in the SoFi Center.
It is.
Right? Okay. Describe this place in one word.
Loud.
Take it away. We're done.
I'm Pat Mayo. You smash the like. Thank you all for watching. You can check out the audio versions as well. Again, that newsletter comes out on Wednesday afternoon, maybe even in the morning if I'm feeling frisky. Get up, get in the ocean, come back and do some writing. I already wrote down like 3,000 words on the plane, so there's a lot of in-depth write-ups. That's how you know I'm going to lose this week. I put too much effort into it. When I say fuck it and bet Nico, that usually works. No thought about it. When I put some thought into it, we're going to get some losers, but you'll get some good content out of it either way, all right? I'll see you next time.
Mayo Experience.
Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Experience.